Suddenly I get a call from a number I didn't know. Hi, my name is so-and-so from the Gaitanistas Clan de Golfo. And I'm going, Clan de Golfo? We have a gun trained on you and we're gonna shoot you. We'll shoot your boyfriend. We want $50,000. They got the phone numbers of our family members, so what do we do?
Today, I'm joined by Erin Donaldson, a cultural journalist who's lived in Colombia for more than 13 years. She's sharing her story of how she was nearly kidnapped here, what went wrong, and how she escaped. We'll also break down the truth about crime in Colombia, and if you stick around until the end, Erin's giving her top tips to avoid getting kidnapped yourself. I'm Eric. I've been interviewing expats in person around Latin America since 2022. Let's jump into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have this guest that has a great story to tell you, and we're gonna get to know her right now. So what is your name?
My name is Erin Donaldson.
Erin, where are you from?
I am from Reno, Nevada. I've been living in Colombia now for almost 13 years. And I am a cultural journalist. I do a lot of consulting and services for people who want to live or visit this region.
Today, I want to touch on the aspect of danger and crime in Colombia. It's a big hot topic and people are always worried about it. People that want to move to Colombia, but it's so dangerous. So your story is kind of on the edge of the extremes of danger. And I want to have you tell this story and give us an idea of how to avoid any types of possible crime or danger that relates to this type of story that you have. So go ahead. What exactly happened to you?
I got a call. A guy with a perfect British accent and all the euphemisms or styles of speech that you would expect from someone from the UK. Not someone from downtown Abbey, but just a normal person that you might talk to from that country. They were having trouble with negotiation to purchase a farm for a company based out of London. He was frustrated and he needed someone to come and help with the negotiation. That's not something so outside my wheelhouse because I do provide interpreting services. I do provide a lot of consulting services for people who might want to buy or sell a property in Colombia. That was the setup. To be clear, this is not something that would happen to your average retiree expat. You're not offering a service. You don't have a high profile from doing journalism like what I'm doing. I'm careful not to seek out the fame. I do try to keep it realistic enough that I can be authentic, show my life, but not call too much attention to myself. Especially as someone who's living here, I want to help people, but I don't want to be famous. Being too high profile can lead you into some of these situations.
To be able to give people the end result of what happened so that we can go back to the beginning, what happened to you was you were almost kidnapped, is that right?
Yeah, so almost kidnapped is an uncertain way to say it, right? But that's the truth because there are situations of the same people, same setup, same accent, enough to say it was probably the same group where there were kidnappings. In my situation, we went to the wrong place, we had to stay overnight, we had so many changes in our initial plan that they probably went from kidnapping to extortion. They skipped a step and went straight to extortion because they no longer have the confidence to possibly make the kidnapping happen. Too much time had gone by, too much convoluted changes in the plans. So, and that comes back to one safety recommendation I have. If you say to someone, oh, I'm going to travel on Saturday, but you don't feel like it, travel on Sunday and put that change in. Change the day that you say to someone else that you're going to travel. And try not to say that you are going to travel. All my pictures and videos typically go online or get published after the trip. When I'm on the trip, I'm a little bit mysterious about where I am if I do publish something. So I try to keep that low profile, especially if I'm by myself. Now, if I have one of my drivers with me or I have my assistant with me, it's a little bit different because I have that backup of just someone watching my back and I don't feel, like someone could intercept me as easily. But when I'm by myself, especially, if I tell too many people that I'm planning to travel on Saturday, I'll just switch it to Sunday and not tell anyone.
So can we get into the nitty-gritties about the actual details of this story? Because you mentioned the English guy asking for you to do translation services. And how did that lead to this almost kidnapping?
All right, so I got the call. We spoke about that already. And someone needed help with translating for negotiations to buy a farm. And I thought, okay, this would be great. And they were offering a little bit more money than I would have expected to earn. About double of what I might have charged in an emergency last-minute situation for that service. That should have been a red flag. And afterwards, when I was being debriefed by the military and the police, they said that if you've had it happen once, typically it won't happen again because now you're alert and aware of what to look out for. The guy told me who he was. He even sent me a cedula of someone from Colombia that he was working with to buy the farm. He did a lot of things to give me confidence that he was who he was. But then I didn't ask him to do a video call with me. I didn't ask him to send me a picture of his cedula or his cedula number. Or in the case of being a foreign visitor, which is what he indicated to me, he didn't like send me a picture of his passport. Now, in the first world, we're used to not really sharing pictures of our identity with other people. But in Colombia, it's more common to say, okay, send me over, like if I order a secret Uber from a WhatsApp group, I get the name, the cedula number, and the plate of the car. So I have a little bit more than just, we'll pick you up at 9, who, what, where, right? We're used to a much higher level of transparency when we do make plans like this, or at least we are now, because I learned my lesson.
So where was this farm again?
So this is Quinchía Risaralda. It's a small town, not well known in the tourism circuits. I've actually been there many times for tourism. I've done hikes to Cerro Batero, which is a very famous mountain. I like to go places that are a little bit offbeat, a little bit weird, a little bit less known, but it has a unique history. It used to be a place that had 3 armed groups at a cross. It was one of the most violent towns of Risaralda 20, 30 years ago when the guerrilla and the paramilitaries were at their peak and everything was very dicey and violent all the time. So I go out to this town. They said, just call an Uber. Call an Uber. We'll pay it. We'll pay it as soon as you get here. Careful about that one. I ended up having to pay for that, even though I didn't get paid by anyone. Upfront payment.
If you're enjoying this interview and you're interested in seeing more content like this, you can check out my playlist called the Expat Interview Playlist, where I have been interviewing people from Guatemala all the way down through Central America and now here in South America.
We grabbed a friend of ours that had a car. We went to the small town, the pueblo of Quinchía. There was some confusion on how to get to the vereda or rural area that we were supposed to meet these people in. Basically, they were kind of stringing us along, but we went to the wrong side of the town. It got dark too fast, and it was just late. So me and the guy I was dating at the time, we stayed overnight. And in the morning, we got a little chocho, or these little motorcycles with a cabin. And it took us out to a certain point and then said, I'm not going any farther. You got to walk. So we got out and we're walking. Oh, yeah, just keep going. Yep, we'll have breakfast for you when you get here. Okay. And we get to a point where suddenly I get a call from a number I didn't know. And it's, hi, my name is so-and-so from the AUC Gaitanistas Clan de Golfo. And I'm going, Clan de Golfo? Okay. And they're saying, we have you, we have a gun trained on you and we're gonna shoot you and we'll shoot your boyfriend. We want $50,000.
For those that don't know, Clan de Golfo is...
It's an armed group that comes from a paramilitary group that essentially runs the drug routes through Antioquia. I mean, at some level, I'm sure they're tied in with the Mexicans. But 2 years later, in the context of now, there's now been open fire conflict on the edge of the Coffee region with those people who purportedly were going to kidnap me a couple years ago. And at that time, after I'd gotten picked up by the police, after hiding out in a coffee field for 3 hours, so there's that part too, they told me, oh no, there's no Clan de Golfo in this area. 2 years later, they've taken over that shipping route in that region. So, I mean, things may rhyme a little bit. You have to draw your own conclusions on what the actual people behind this was, because there were no arrests made, and because I wasn't kidnapped, there was no crime. So why did I not get kidnapped? They were threatening me. They said they were going to come pick me up, and that they had a gun trained on me. And so I was with my boyfriend at the time. I said, so what do we do? He said, well, when I was in the military, he was in the Colombian military for 2 years. He said, well, when I was in the military, we just went to Al Monte. All right, let's go. So Al Monte means to the forest. Find somewhere to hide. We went to a coffee farm and wanted to hide out this house. And this woman says, no. My husband would get upset if he came here and found you guys hiding here. Because we were like down where no one could look in the windows and see us. Like we were just being really paranoid and probably a little bit dicey for her. And she said, no, I can't have you here. So we left, went down the road a little bit farther, and then down into a coffee field. And that's where we stayed for the 3 hours until the police came and picked us up. And I think they left us there because with no crime, there's no criminals, no you can't file a report. So it's an almost kidnapping. They were threatening me. At some point, it might have been a kidnapping plan, but it turned into an extortion for false services. In Spanish, it would be extorsión por detrás de servicios falsos or something like that. And this happens on a regular basis. You don't hear about it, but it does happen frequently to people who offer services in Colombia and not necessarily here. I've heard of the same setup, British person, some service that was contracted, people going out into a rural area to provide that service, and then being extorted or threatened in order to extort money from them. Apparently, I'm worth $50,000.
So when they called you, they asked for $50,000.
Yeah, and I'm going, yo soy la gringa más pobre de Colombia. I actually said that.
How did they ask you to pay them?
Oh, they would have taken it by bank transfer, by Western Union. I mean, they were ready with any way I was ready to pay it, they were going to receive it.
In your opinion, they weren't going to send some physical person out there to try and get some cash?
No, they weren't going to come get cash from me. They wanted me to send it electronically. They use a lot of mental pressure and social engineering to get you to do things you might not normally do. And they got the phone numbers of our family members to like, okay, well, we're gonna check your information. If anything's false, we're just gonna shoot you on the spot. The long and short of the story is they didn't capture me and they didn't get money out of me.
Tips to avoid getting kidnapped in Colombia.
Get their identity, get a picture of their identity, have a video call, and make sure the person who's talking to you is that person and it's as legit as you can verify it being. You do that, generally speaking, you won't have a problem.
Take Erin's 4 tips and you're golden. All right, guys? Well, thank you so much, Erin, for sharing your story, and hasta la próxima, guys.